What's happening Wednesday? This is Dev from Tiny Enormous. That was a sneak preview of our new single, Omega Pegasus, the full video for which will be dropping this Saturday, so make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on that. But I want to talk about TikTok today. TikTok today, there's a triple T for you. Whether or not it's even good for music is kind of up in the air, and I know everyone's talking about the ban and what will happen with that. I do hope that the developers who are, as a developer myself, I do hope that the developers who may be impacted by this will be able to get out relatively unscathed. But I just want to start off by saying that the stuff that Tiny Enormous does, the stuff that I do, is more long-form music, and it's not to a grid, it's not to a click, so it's not really the type of music that gets rewarded by TikTok in general. Or a platform like TikTok, I should say. That's kind of why we're focusing on YouTube, and we're releasing an album on vinyl for Pete's sake, you know. So, definitely taking a different approach. So take that with a grain of salt. That'll color my perspective a little bit for sure. But does anybody remember when UMG pulled their music catalog, including like Billie Eilish and Taylor Swift and everything from TikTok? People forgot that even happened. You know, there's so much media out there. There's so much music. A lot of people talk about TikTok as if it's like the only place to be discovered or something like that. Couldn't be further from the truth. It is definitely a huge platform and a massive, massive platform. If you want people to come up with a dance for your music, there's no better place to do it. But attribution is a big problem in a platform like that. I'll tell a quick story. I'm going to anonymize it, but I have a friend who one of his songs, it was a pretty quirky little song, and it got picked up by some people, and it went semi-viral on TikTok, not like millions and millions of users, but was never properly attributed to this artist. And he never, you know, he actually even had to in the studio pull up his phone and be like, oh, look at this, look how many views this thing got. I actually wrote the song for that, but you wouldn't know it because it's not here. You know, you have to connect a story between who the artist is and what it has done, and how it was used on TikTok, rather than immediately getting residuals for it or something like that. Now, UMG pulled their music from TikTok, saying that they had a dispute over how artists were paid. A lot of people just kind of didn't even really notice that music was gone because there's so much out there, and eventually they settled it and came back. So TikTok has a lot of power, and I realize that people love the platform. I should also say, I've never used TikTok. I've never opened it up. I've never installed the app. It's not really my style. Like I said, YouTube is much more my scene. I'm not even that big of a social media person outside of YouTube. I used to use Twitter 15 years ago now, something like that. That was my favorite platform. I do have an X account. I'll check it every now and then. I'm relatively active on the R Guitar subreddit, and when I was a game developer, I was much more active on Reddit, just in general, in the game dev subreddits. I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn because I'm old. I don't really engage with them too much. So the concept of social media as a consumable form of media for me, outside of more long-form video content, I prefer the long-form video content on YouTube. I do consume a good amount of shorts though, which I think is trying to encroach on the TikTok area. TikTok just doesn't really make much sense to me as a consumer, but as an artist, it makes even less sense to me. I'm trying to make human music that it requires a little bit of patience, both on the performance and on the listening side, that I think rewards you in a way that TikTok doesn't really. But being an artist, you know, a musician, people are always like, you gotta be on TikTok, you gotta be on TikTok. I'm like, I'm not sure that I do. I'm doing fine without it. And I'm pretty sure that someone who does music the way that I do, I spend my time on TikTok, it's actually gonna be a distraction from the types of things that I wanna do. It's just like any other social media platform. It's just another platform. I have an Instagram, but I don't really use that either, honestly. So it's just kind of not for me. But it's also just not for a lot of the smaller bands, or medium-sized local regional bands, you know, bands that are in the same kind of position that I'm in. It doesn't really do you a lot of good, even if you get a big TikTok breakthrough. You know, if luckily you're set up so that you can get paid for that, and that'll be great. But then are you in a position where you're going to be kind of chasing, trying to create another TikTok phenomenon? or are you going to pursue music the way that you think it should be pursued? And that's a philosophical argument. Some people, if your goal is to create a product that is seen by the majority of people, then TikTok is probably a really good format for that. And in fact, you can iterate very quickly. You can put out all kinds of things very, very quickly over and over and over and over and over again. But we've seen even with the dances on there, you know, like the attribution for that has been very, very difficult. There's been a lot of discussion about who gets big from the dances if they didn't create them themselves, or is that, you know, have they appropriated someone else's work? Have they straight stolen someone else's work? And does it even matter on a platform like that if you were first or not? Not really sure, but what I do know is that on a platform like that, you can just keep scrolling. You can just keep moving along. Whatever is big or going on right now, something new will be coming up in a little bit, and I'm not sure that is the right platform for artists like me who are making music like me. And I'm sure I'm in the minority there, and I'm an old head, so my sensibilities are a little bit different. But it is like a short form consumable media platform, which really has to it like requires things to go viral and be kind of memeable. And if you think about it, like think about the biggest memes that the over-attached girlfriend or success kid and stuff like that. It's like, does being the center of a meme or the inventor of a meme really mean that much in terms of like how it can translate into either money or success or like fame, if that's a metric that you have for success? I'm pretty sure that it doesn't. And I was watching a video a while back, and whoever it was that put a Cheeto as a door lock was like, yeah, that was mine. You know, I made that image and I never got properly attributed for it. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure you're getting properly attributed for it right now. I don't know what you expect for having created a meme, but I don't think that creates successful business or that's a necessary like a long-term platform upon which to stand. So kind of my thoughts. I honestly don't really care if TikTok disappears. I'd love to see what you folks think about it. If you find music on there, you know, feel free to put a link down below to someone awesome that you found on there, preferably a YouTube link. And yeah, like, subscribe. I post a video like this every Wednesday, and the new video is coming out on Saturday. So I'll see you soon. Cheers.